Y'all think you know country music? I bet you didn't know this. Part 157. This is Jamison Brown. He was born in Cottonwood, Arizona on June 12th, 1952. Well, in 1958, Jamison and his family moved to Annapolis, Maryland. His daddy, Samuel Emmons Brown Jr., played piano, and he taught his son how to play when he was 4 years old. In 1965, the family moved outside of Kirksville, Indiana. His mama, Dorothy, loved music. She also played the cello, so there was always music around. Jamison developed a love for country music during this time. Even though he'd learned piano, he didn't really take that well to it. Now, Jamison's parents considered country music backwards, and his friends at school thought it was dull as dishwater. Jamison said, "It was like a secret friend I carried around, being careful not to tell anyone." Well, when he was 7 years old, he found an old guitar in his grandparents' attic. From that point on, he pretty much immersed himself in learning how to play guitar. For Christmas one year, his parents got him a Sears Silvertone guitar. Wasn't long and he started performing at school functions and parties, and that was the first time that he really experienced getting in front of a live audience and feeling that rush. He also always loved watching shows like American Bandstand. Then when he was 13, him and his family moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and this is where Jamison would form his first band, the Harmonious Discords, a rock and roll band that would play every school dance that let him in. He played in a psychedelic rock band too, called Humble Harvey. Then he wanted to start playing more country music. By the time he was 17 years old, he quit school and started playing in honky-tonks 6 nights a week, making about $140 a week. He thought he was rich. Well, in 1973, he bought him a pedal steel guitar, and he learned how to tear that thing up too. A year later, he ended up in Austin, Texas, with the Last Mile Ramblers. They had gotten him a regular gig at the Texas Opry House, the building that Willie Nelson bought in 1977 and renamed it Austin Opry House, and it's currently part of Arlen Recording Studio. Now, Jameson played with all kinds of bands, like Dusty Drapes and the Dusters, Tex Thomas and the Danglin' Wranglers, and for a short time, even asleep at the wheel. Then around 1980, he ended up becoming the guitar picker and the steel guitar picker for Alvin Crow's Pleasant Valley Boys, a Western swing band. He'd play every roadhouse he could all through the 80s. Well, in 1984, well-known bass player in the Austin scene, Speedy Sparks, was starting a new record label called Dynamic. He wanted Jameson to cut a single for his new record label, so he did. He would drop his first name, Jamison. He would now become Junior Brown. Junior cut Too Many Nights in a Roadhouse, with the B-side being Gotta Get Up Every Morning Just to Say Goodnight to You, and they pressed 500 copies. This was just the incentive that Junior needed to finally form his own band, which he did. And on stage, he would switch between electric guitar and lap steel, and the fans absolutely loved this. Well, one night in 1985, Junior had a dream. He dreamed about a type of hybrid instrument, a standard 6-string electric guitar with a lap steel. Junior reached out to Michael Stevens about creating some sort of a double-necked hybrid guitar of some kind. The result was a Fender Bullet 6-string electric with a String Master Deluxe 8-string lap steel, an instrument Junior named the guit-steel. Junior said, "This allows me to switch quickly and not have to unplug one and plug into the other while I'm singing. Rather than hire another guy to play one of these two instruments, I was too cheap to do that, so I came up with this instead."
Too many nights in a roadhouse, I run a little good boy wrong.
also around this time in the 1980s, the club circuit had started to dry up a bit for Western swing music. So to make more money, Junior started teaching guitar at the Hank Thompson School of Music in Claremore, Oklahoma. One of his students was a girl named Tanya Ray Raspberry, who he'd later marry in 1988. A short time after the two was married, they moved to Nashville to try their luck in Music City. That was back when it made sense to call it Music City. But the gigs wasn't coming pouring in. Junior said we were hawking everything we owned. One day we sold a piece of jewelry for $150, and I said to Tanya, we can either get our phone turned back on or put gas in the car and drive it to Austin. Tanya said, I'll start packing. So they moved to Austin. The second night they were there, Junior got a job with Al Dressen's Super Swing Review, and he even played cowpunk with Rank and File, replacing guitarist Alejandro Escovedo when he left to form the True Believers. He said, I've lived through all the movements in Austin, the outlaw movement, the urban cowboy movement, the Kenny Rogers country pop movement, but I didn't change to go along with the trends. I stuck with what I liked. Well, in 1989, Junior Brown and his band started a long-time residency at the Continental Club in Austin. Junior said that was my old home base. I used to play there every Sunday until I got a record deal. Well, needless to say, at this point, Junior Brown was really starting to build something amazing. And it didn't take long for the word to spread about this crazy guy in a cowboy hat playing a double neck guitar every Sunday in Austin. It was unlike anything anybody had ever seen. Them Sunday night crowds kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Junior said I'd look out in the audience and it'd be full of guitar players. Well, that same year, Junior got booked to play this place called the Sea Willow Bar and Grill in Lockhart. The bar was owned by a man named Dwayne Kaufman. After Junior's performance there, Dwayne was just blown away. He offered to pay $5,000 to fund his first album, just so Junior could have something for his fans to sell at his shows. Junior said he didn't ask for anything, not even that I pay him back. So, Junior went to Spencer Starnes' Bee Creek studio and made a record titled 12 Shades of Brown. It featured songs like Broke Down South of Dallas, My Baby Only Dances to Ernest Tubb, and What's Left Just Won't Go Right. As if that's not enough, later that same year, during the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Junior was playing at the Continental Club on a Thursday night. A man named Bobby Cudd was in the audience, who was a Nashville booking agent. After this night, Bobby would represent Junior Brown from that point forward. Pretty amazing. And on the same night, a cab driver was playing his tape, 12 Shades of Brown, when a man named Nick Lowe got into his cab. And Nick asked, "Who is that?" Cab driver told him, and Nick tracked Junior down. It wasn't long until 12 Shades of Brown would be officially released in Britain on Jake Riviera's Demon Records in 1990. Well, in the meantime, Junior's new agent, Bobby Cudd, was shopping his record all around Nashville. Then around 1991, the director of the Texas Music Office, Casey Monahan, was a huge fan of Junior's. And Casey offered to pay for a second record for Junior Brown. That would be called Get With It. But before that record could be mastered, all of his agent's shopping efforts were about to pay off, because none other than Curb Records wanted to sign Junior Brown to a 7-record deal, starting with the special re-release of 12 Shades of Brown. So in 1993, Curb did just that. Then later that year, he finished Get With It, and Curb released it as the follow-up record. Now, since Junior had always produced his own records, and he definitely had his own sound, Curb had no problem from the get-go giving Junior the freedom to do that, which is basically unheard of. But Junior was now in the unique situation of being in the driver's seat of his own car on a major stage. He was off and running, wide open all through the 90s. Get With It was a huge commercial success, featuring songs like Red Simpson's Highway Thinks You're Dead, Sugarfoot Rug, and Doing What Comes Easy to a Fool. In 1996, Junior was nominated for a Grammy for Best Country Album, but would lose to Shania Twain's The Woman in Me. That year, too, he won the CMA Video of the Year for My Wife Thinks You're Dead. Also that year, Curb Records released his third record, Semi Crazy. Again, this is a great record. The next year, in 1997, Junior Brown was nominated for 2 more Grammys. Best Country Song for My Wife Thinks You're Dead, which he lost to Blue by LeAnn Rimes, and Best Male Country Vocal Performance, which he would lose to the one and only Vince Gill for Worlds Apart. In 1998, Curb followed up with his next record, Long Walk Back. In 2000, Junior was cast as the narrator for the Jim Carrey and Renee Zellweger hit movie, Me, Myself, and Irene. They also used his song Highway Patrol in the movie. In 2001 came his final record with Curb Records, called Mixed Bag. He then signed with Telart Records and released Down Home Chrome in 2004. In 2005, he got the part as the balladeer for the Dukes of Hazzard movie, but I just can't recommend this one. If you're a true fan of the show, don't watch this movie. Also that year, Junior released a live album recorded at the Continental Club called The Austin Experience. This one is strong, y'all. And in typical major label fashion, after an artist leaves the label, Curb releases a greatest hits album to distract from Junior releasing his own album that was having some success. The next one came in 2018, Deep in the Heart of Me, also a great one. Now, Junior has also made many appearances on all kinds of shows and movies, like The X-Files, SpongeBob SquareBritches, and Better Call Saul.
Myself and sort of put my personality into it, and so I did. I just sort of ran with it.
You get to the bank, but the cops say, whoa, who you gonna dial when they lock you down? Oh.
That was great. That was really
He's
great.
like, you get to the...
That's just a few. There's a whole lot more. Junior Brown and his wife, Tanya Ray, still tour to this day. And Tanya is an important part of his rhythm section in his band. In 2020, the two of them started a YouTube live stream called the Junior and Tanya Ray Brown Show, where they performed many hits and also took requests from the audience. Junior's most recent record, His and Hers, was released in 2021. And I highly recommend, if you get the chance to go see him and Tanya Ray, go catch him at a live show. A lot of people throw around the word innovator, but I'm going to tell y'all, Junior Brown is an innovator in every sense of the word. He's a true innovator. I'd even go as far to say I think he's as much of an innovator to country music as Jimi Hendrix was to rock and roll. And we sure are glad that Junior Brown made his mark in country music for all of us. I appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget to leave in the comments your favorite Junior Brown song. Like this video, share it with your friends. I appreciate all y'all, and I'll see you next time.